You're watching the Sports and Political channel of LB. If you're not subscribing to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Let's get down to business. So, during the coverage of the 2023 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets took Brandon Miller, number 2 overall from the University of Alabama. Now, when someone gets selected for the NBA draft, this is supposed to be a moment in their life where all the hard work, all the sacrifice, all of the blood, sweat, and tears, all the success and failures they have endured up to this point will culminate in such a momentous occasion where friends, family, and fans will rejoice in a player being selected by an NBA team, because it is very hard for an NBA team to even look at you, much less select you. What's up, Keon Morris, RG Titan? Salute to y'all in the building. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. It is very hard to get a scout to even look at you, much less select you. So when a player is selected, this is supposed to be an indication where people will celebrate the achievement. But no, not Malika Andrews. No, not her. Not her. Because she had to bring up this man, even though Brandon Miller wasn't charged with anything. He was cleared of any wrongdoing. But she felt the need to bring up a incident back in February in which a woman ended up dying from gunshot wounds. Now, why did she have to feel the need to bring that up? What was the point of even bringing that up? See, this woman is messy. I have no respect for this woman. This is not her first time dancing around this barn, right? Because if you remember, when Adrian Payne, the former Michigan State teammate of Draymond Green, who was shot and killed about a year or two ago, and she bring up an incident where he was never charged with, even though this man corpse ain't even freaking rotting on the ground yet, and she bringing up stuff that had nothing to do with him being murdered. Then if you go to the Ime Udoka incident, right, in which the Boston Celtics suspended this man over him getting bucket naked with the lady, whoever lady, we don't even know who the lady is. Because people like Malika Andrews was going on this massive crusade to protect the woman's identity. But it was okay to publicly excoriate Ime Udoka. See, it was okay for Ime Udoka to be subjected to misandry and be subjected to all these feminist groups out here raking his name through the coals, making his name out to be mud. It was okay for Ime Udoka to be treated like trash, but no, we had to protect the woman's identity, because it took two to tango last time I checked. When two people out here getting involved in grown-up undressing sessions, that is a willing and able participant. She is not a victim, and yet Malika Andrews protected this woman like she was a victim. And she went on this massive crusade, even tried to call herself trying to check Stephen A. Smith, of all people, on First Take about that incident. Then if you go to the situation where Ime Udoka was suspended, Joe Mazzulla was being hired as the interim head coach of the Boston Celtics at the time. And what did Malika Andrews do? She bring up an incident from 13 freaking years ago. You can't let the people have their moment. You can't let the people have a situation to where they can feel some kind of achievement without this so-called detective Malika Andrews, smearing some man's name, whether it be Adrian Payne, who's now deceased, rest in peace to Adrian Payne, whether it been Ime Udoka, whether it been Joe Mazzulla. Then, before the NBA draft coverage, she brings up John Morant's multiple gun incidents to Adam Silver. Now, what does John Morant's gun incidents has to do with the NBA draft is beyond me. But like RG Titan said, she always finds a way to throw brothers under the bus. Now, what I find ironic is she's sitting up there talking about Ime Udoka out here violating company policy and all this other type of stuff. Who her boyfriend? Huh? Who is her boyfriend? Ain't she dating somebody inside the company? Right? Ain't she dating somebody outside the company? I wonder. Emily Andrews dating somebody inside the company? So I'm just saying, I'm just asking the question. What's up, that boy Lati? I'm just asking the question. Who is this guy? Who's this guy? Oh, I know who this guy is. This is LeBron James flunky and Dave McMenamin, who, like Brian Windhorst, followed LeBron James everywhere he went. And now he's made it on the big time on ESPN. And this is who Malika Andrews is dating. But you won't hear none of these feminist groups railing on Malika Andrews for dating outside her race. Matter of fact, a lot of these feminist groups out here that sit here and talk trash about man wishes she was like they were like Malika Andrews if you want to tell the truth of the matter. So what was the point, Malika Andrews? And don't talk about providing context and don't give me this nonsense about, oh well, I'm just doing my journalistic duty and practicing my journalistic integrity. Don't give me that BS. What was the point of bringing up a man who had nothing to do with that incident that took place in February in the University of Alabama campus? He was cleared of any wrongdoing. So what was the point of even bringing that up? You are messy. This woman here is a messy individual. Now, you don't hear her no other time. Now, she has a YouTube channel. She has Twitter and all these other social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook. So if you would think that the Chad Wheeler incident where he beat a black girl within an inch of her life, saw the 2 Raw for TV in the building. What's up, 2 Raw? Go subscribe to my man 2 Raw for TV. So the question I'm asking, right? You felt so strongly about this, and where was you at when Chad Wheeler beat that girl within an inch of her life? Where the fuck was you at? Huh? No, black folks down in Mississippi, right? Oh, and I'm gonna do a future video about how Mississippi was voted the unhealthiest state in the nation. Brett Favre stole to the tune of $77 million down there. Where was your outrage about that? Huh? You got Brittany Griner getting busted overseas doing time in prison, and you sitting up here defending her like she didn't do anything wrong. She broke a law over there. This is a messy individual. Can't let black men have their moment. The moment we, because let a lot of you tell it, right? That like that Ebony K. Williams woman, right? Y'all want to sit up here and talk about, well, I believe in the power of black men. I believe in black excellence. And yet y'all find a way to smear a man's name who had nothing to do with a fucking crime. But yet y'all promoting black excellence. Get your asses out of here. Cause see, people like Malika Andrews, right? Who would make it her mission. Cause she ain't no different. Matter of fact, I have it on good faith. She take a lot of her cues from people like Gayle King and Oprah Winfrey. Those type of people. Sitting up here talking about, I believe in black excellence and I want to hold my fellow black man accountable. Yet don't keep the same energy across the board. All these people out here that's doing things way worse, that's not black. You don't hear them say anything about that. But no, I'm here to hold my fellow black men accountable because I believe in black excellence. Then what was up with you, Malika Andrews, falsely accusing Jalen Rose of something? Huh? What was up with you a couple months ago on the set, falsely accusing Jalen Rose of something? Did Jalen Rose make you feel uncomfortable? Huh? What did Jalen Rose do to you, Malika Andrews, that made you feel so uncomfortable? And you sitting up here in all these situations, right? And saying nothing. What happened to Dana White? Dana White was on a live video, beating his wife. Ain't heard so much as a pin drop from Malika Andrews. We were so outraged towards that. Oh, y'all were told to not say anything about that. Where was your outrage towards that since you so-called are concerned? Where was your outrage towards that? See, it's this picking and choosing. What you want to be outraged about is what I'm outraged about. Because if you're going to be this social justice champion, if you're going to be this person that's going to be running around here pointing out all this stuff, then you need to do it across the board. If you ain't trying to do that across the board, then you shouldn't be saying anything at all. What you said during the NBA draft about Brandon Miller was totally uncalled for and is totally unnecessary because the man had nothing to do with that incident. He was cleared of any wrongdoing. Why do you think the Charlotte Hornets drafted him number 2 overall? For those of you that are not aware of how this process works, I'm going to put you up on game for free 99. And Turok also talks about this on his videos. The NBA, they have their own investigators. They also work in conjunction with the FBI. They do background checks on these people. They do background checks on these people. And obviously, the NBA didn't see enough. The Charlotte Hornets didn't see enough. And the FBI didn't see enough. That's why the Charlotte Hornets went ahead and drafted him number 2 overall. Do you think if these teams had any inkling that this guy was going to be a problem child, you think they would have drafted him number 2 overall? This man has gotten interviewed. This man has gotten interviewed by the FBI. His family and friends have gotten interviewed by the FBI and the NBA, whoever else. And they come to the conclusion that the man did not do anything wrong. So what was the point of Malika Andrews even bringing this up? The only conclusion I can come to that of her bringing this stuff up because she wanted to be messy. She wanted to smear this man's name and slander this man's name. Now, of course, the people who defend her, like the feminists out there and the other people who have dreams of getting her ass and all that, would say that she didn't do anything wrong. You know, the guys out there who have all these wild dreams of getting her bucket naked in the bedroom, they will sit there and say that she didn't do anything wrong. And you have the other women out there that that believes in girl power and black girl magic will say she didn't do anything wrong. Now, if she was so about women's empowerment, then why she's not covering WNBA content? WNBA is in season right now. Why isn't she pushing to support and uplift and upgrade the WNBA? Hmm? Or because there's no money there, you would figure that her girl, Sinead Ogwumike, and the Candace Parkers and the other women who represent the WNBA, who's in season right now, you would think Malika Andrews would take part in that to promote and uplift and upgrade that league. But instead, she wants to hang on she wants to hang on the NBA with a real ballers at. Don't you think there's something wrong with that? Because I do. But ain't no money there. Oh, there's really nothing I can do to upgrade that product. So I'm not gonna go there. I'm just gonna go to the NBA and just bash black men all day. She ain't no different than Rachel Nichols, who, by the way, is taking a job with Monumental Sports, so she could be covering stuff in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. For those of you who are not aware, Rachel Nichols just took a job with Monumental Sports, so guess what? She's going to be doing Washington Wizards coverage and all that. I give a golf clap to all that. But yeah, Malika Andrews, you disgusting. You disgusting. What you did was out of line, it was uncalled for, and it was unnecessary. And then the sad part about this, she ain't going to apologize for that nonsense. I don't think she has one time apologized for the stuff that came out of her mouth. Not once. And as long as we got people out here that's going to defend her, um, that's going to attack people like me and Too Raw and my homie Tom Business and all that for getting at her for the stuff she's doing, that she doesn't feel the need to apologize for her misconduct, for gross negligence. That was unacceptable for what she did. And I ain't got no respect for her at all. Yeah, she might look good and all that, but as far as I'm concerned, that's just on the outside. That's just on the outside. On the inside, she's anything but good. Sitting up here trashing black men, and yet you out there taking all kinds of white schlong. Get your ass out of here, woman. You're not subscribing to this channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. And I'm gonna continue to put my foot in her ass for every time she will come out here and trash black men, all for her little comeuppance, all for her little, claim to fame. Shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Hurt.